Dos Hombres Mezcal is going incredibly well. We love being together. We're passionately involved in Dos Hombres and making it. Our goal is to make it the #1 mezcal in the world, and we're on our way to doing that. So it's very exciting. Holiday plans. What are your holiday plans? Shutting down the circuit breakers, shutting down the circuits and chilling out. That's what I want to do.
What it to YouTube is Coffee. Tapping back in, man, and Bryan Cranston, Walter White, Walter Blanco. Who's seen that one? The Latino version, Colombian version of Breaking Bad. This was alright. I didn't go that far in it, but it was pretty on par with the American version. Hell, before his Breaking Bad days. Dude's a super talented actor, like no cap. I Fluk with him heavy. Love his work. Comment your favorite films and whatnot he's been in. The Infiltrator was another really good one. Over the past few years, real dope true crime story about the feds following the money with the cartel and all that. But you see, he's still working, acting since Breaking Bad has run its course, which has been a while now. I'm talking like this ish just happened. And stay tuned at the end. We're going to have a little bonus ish for y'all, the Breaking Bad fans. And how about this footage too we got chopped up throughout this thing where they're doing the makeup and hair, or lack of hair. I couldn't believe that. Like, that is blowing my mind. Just like the individual on here was like, can y'all believe, like, they just didn't have the man shave his head? Mind blowing to me, boggling. Can you think of that every day, going through all that in the makeup chair, when it's just like, yo, I'm right. Like, at a certain point, his character had cancer. He decided to shave his head rather than lose it with the treatments. And at the same time, he was going deeper into the Heisenberg split personality, secret personality within, right? It's kind of like Eminem and Slim Shady. Not really, though. Damn, that just made me think of another dope movie he's in, but that's another story. But anyways, man, you see him and Jesse Pinkman got there. I believe that's tequila brand going. Let me know if y'all drank that, if y'all Fluk with it. And he's got some things cooking up, so I don't know if he's on a promo run or whatever the case may be, but he just did a podcast episode recently, and I couldn't believe this, man. Let me know if you heard this story. Like, if you had already heard it, or if you know someone who, or maybe yourself, has ever been caught up in a similar situation. Like, real talk. You ever know when you might be mad about something, you say some wild-ish or something like that, and someone's like, yo, you better watch what you say, B. Like, don't let the wrong person hear you say that. And a lot of times people are like, man, Fluk out of here. And it's like, it's for real, you know? Not to mention, just watch what you're putting out into the atmosphere, you know, because it really will come back at some point in some form or fashion, what it is. But I'm thinking this should be broken down into a film or a special series or something like that, as it's quite an entertaining story. Way back in his youth, we're talking many a moons ago, him and his brother were out getting around across the country on motorcycles. Sounds like they just said, let's go see the country, let's do a road trip, which is dope, man. I always hear people doing that. I've talked about doing that with certain individuals. I've been on some mini road trips, but I got a family, you know, so second they're all grown, maybe I'ma get across USA. Road trip time for real deal. As like Black Bigelow and other cats that I know do this for a living, they're like, Coffee, I could never live any other way. A lot of these dudes, you know what I mean? They not necessarily the kind of cats that just fit into a box that society wants them to. So they get out and move around and prosper, live life, and love life. Again, I wish I could, but I'm a family man. Maybe someday I get so rich and successful I can just do it anyways, take the family with me. But back to the story. Apparently when he hit Daytona Beach, Florida, him and his brother were tapped out of cash, no money, had to plant their flag in Daytona Beach for a little while, get themselves a 9-to-5 gig working at a restaurant. I've worked in so many restaurants throughout my lifetime, so when I hear this story, I feel him. Hard body karate on it, right? He talks about this boss he had, Mr. Wong, who was just a stone cold prick. A lot of restaurant owners are like that. I actually had one in Florida still to this day. I'd like to have a heated chat with him and get that paycheck this motherfucker owes me. You know what I'm saying? Florida with employee rights, it's tough, man. But anyways, dude was mean. He treated everyone like ish or shook to even go back there and talk to him or whatever. And he was just such a prick. They would talk about him a lot, particularly Bryan Cranston and his brother would just like be like, it was a daily thing, I guess, where they just say, man, how could we kill this son of a bitch? What would you do? You know, and he said things like, I would body him and put him through the meat grinder and, I don't know, throw him in the Everglades or feed him to the fishes or something like that. You know, just talking ish, just airing out some frustrations. He don't mean nothing by it. But like I said, you got to watch what you say. Because apparently what happened is after they saved up enough checks, enough cash flow to get the Fluk up out of Florida, get back on their motorcycles back across America, they dipped. We're gone. We're out of here. And the most crazy coincidental timing, Mr. Wong, the owner of the restaurant, goes missing. Can you believe it? Like, for real, anyone out there, let me know if you've ever been tied to someone where something happened to them, they went missing, something like that, where the time lined up bad, and something about their timeline and your timeline, and the fact that people had heard you talking about how you don't care for the individual, or just knew there was some kind of tension between either you or someone you know and that individual. You know, tap in, let me know below. But for real, when dude was missing, I guess it took them a whole week to find him. And when they started asking people about, hey, where's dude at? Like, or not where's, or does anyone know where your boss went? This, that, and the third. Caught up with all the employees, everyone around the way. Anyone that worked here had an issue with him, or this, that, and the third. You know, after they ran down the questions on everyone, someone was saying, well, yo, that dude, Bryan Cranston and his brother, they really didn't like him. Oh, word, I can imagine, like, did they ever, you know, make any threats or talk about plans of violence? And someone's like, well, I mean, they did all the time, but I think they were just playing around. And the cop's like, well, this dude's been missing, so you said he was talking about the meat grinder? Okay, we need to find this dude. And they ended up putting out an APB wanted in question for murder, because eventually, as time went on, they found his body. And I don't know, long story short, I don't think the police ever even ended up catching up with him, never arrested him. Obviously he didn't do it, they solved the crime. But I mean, while they were trying to find these guys, police were legitimately looking at it like, we might have two fugitives right now. Like, y'all have seen First 48, what it's like when people go missing. There's a lot of certain things that are always gonna, you know, be a line of thinking and a point of investigation the police go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a husband is deceased or a wife, they're gonna think the spouse did it. If a boss who's known as a prick goes missing, and then two employees quit and they go missing, they're gonna think they did it. But at the end of the day, you know, and I know this kind of boss too, right? Dude had money, so he thought he was the ish. He liked women, he liked to gamble, and he frequented the dog track where he got honey trapped. I always thought it was called the honey pot. I must have some spy-ish, but basically someone, you know, wanted to get this guy because he was flashing his money around, and they used a decoy female to set him up, and apparently attempted to rob him, and ended up bodying him, man. So what a story. Jump in the comments, share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. And here's that bonus clip of some Breaking Bad content. I'm gone. Peace. It's coffee. Much love, y'all.
We're reading the last episode of Breaking Bad. We haven't read it yet. We don't know, and we're having beer. I'm so unbelievably depressed that this is happening right now. The entire room erupts in machine gun fire. Red tasers rip through the walls like phaser beams right out of Star Trek, cutting through Jack's gang like hot knives through butter. Oh, that big M60 has been placed in there sideways, mounted atop the rig Walt built. It rattles away, sweeping back and forth like Satan's windshield wiper.
Prepare yourself, people, because it's happening.
Say the words. Say you want this. And nothing happens till I hear you say it. I want this. Jesse figured as much. He lets the gun clatter to the floor. Then do it yourself. With that, he turns and walks out. He and Jesse share one last long look. Then Jesse chunks the car into gear and punches it. The El Camino goes squealing away into the night. Walt stands there watching it go. Jesse speeds us toward the chain-link locked gate. Bam! We smash through it like it was nothing. We leave the compound behind. Close angle on Jesse. Grimly determined, fearing nothing. He speeds toward the darkness. It's up to us to say where he's headed. I like to call it something better and leave it at that. Bird's eye view. We look straight down on Walt as he tumbles into frame, lying flat on his back on the floor, his eyes staring up at us, lifeless. And yet, his final expression is one of faint satisfaction. We continue skyward, looking down on Walt, rising as high as we can go. Off this image, slowly fading to black. End of series. So I guess there won't be a sequel. But Jesse stays alive. How you feel? Oh, man. I feel sad. It's great. I mean, it's, you know, it's perfect.